Welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. Well, I gotta make another video I don't want to make. I'm so sick of having to make videos over this. I'm sick of it happening. But over the weekend, at a Sweet 16 party in Dadeville, Alabama, 4 people were gunned down, 28 others injured. And what appears to be a case of people just shooting up people for no reason. Because I say that because the police have released no information about a motive or even who the assailant was. It's been reported that they don't have the suspect in custody. Personally, though, I believe the police should never give out names or even necessarily the motive of why it happened. But I understand people want to know things. But 4 people are dead. An aspiring football star just got a scholarship to Jacksonville State University. Another one was headed to University of Alabama this fall. And another was headed to potentially go to LSU to join his father, who was seeking a law degree at LSU. Let me read you some of the names, or read you the names of the 4 victims here. You had Messiah Collins. He was a 19-year-old aspiring musician. He was the one looking to go join his father at LSU. Phil Stavius Dow, 18, was a football player. He's the one headed to Jacksonville State University. And Kiki Smith was a senior at Dadeville High School, and she was headed to the University of Alabama this fall. As well as Corbin Holston, 23, was a 2018 Dadeville High School graduate, and they're gone. And why are they gone? Why? The guns. We keep allowing anybody and everybody that wants a gun to have a gun. But I don't know what to do about it. It doesn't seem like anybody cares because our government's not doing anything about it. When the football coach was asked about gun violence, he's like, "We don't have gun violence here." Every news article I've read so far said they're a nice close-knit community where everybody knows everybody for the most part. Gun violence isn't an issue there, hasn't been. I grew up in a community like that, where everybody knew everybody. And it's absolutely unfathomable that somebody would just show up to a birthday celebration and start shooting. Do you think we're ever going to do anything about this? I don't believe we are. I believe America's given up. I believe America is done trying to fight to save lives. And I don't believe we'll ever do anything to stop this. Until it's ravaged every single community in this country. Then, maybe then, right, we'll do something. But think of the trauma you're causing all these people by not doing anything to stop this. Not only the trauma to the families of the people who are dying, or those that have to deal with the injuries of what bullets can do to the human body, but the people that survive in general, what they saw, what they had to endure. You're asking children to endure the same things we ask our military to endure on the battlefield. That's what you're asking our kids to do. By not doing anything, by our government standing idly by and watching, and our president sending thoughts and prayers, you're condemning our children of this country to death and mayhem. Our youth do not deserve to have to go through a war zone to survive. This is America, goddammit. We're not talking about living off somewhere in Afghanistan or some third world country run by some, violent dictator. This is the land of the free, home of the brave. Our children shouldn't have to be brave. It's not something we should have to do. People should be able to go to school, be able to go to church, be able to go to the bank without turning up dead just because they went to those places. What kind of country are we? Do we even give a damn about children? You pass all these bills in all these little states, all the red states saying, hey, we're going to ban this book because it hurts children. We're going to ban gays because they hurt children. We're going to ban drag shows because they hurt children. But you're not going to even lift a finger for the things that are actually hurting children? You're not going to lift a finger on that. You're not going to sit there and say that we should do something about that. How many more? How many more children have to be slaughtered before we do something? As I've said in other videos, I've seen some of the pictures of what these bullets do to these children's bodies. Now, these people were older, and it was not at a school. And we don't know the weapons used. We don't know who the person was. But it's always the same, isn't it? It doesn't matter what weapon is used. People still turn up dead. Whether it was an AR, whether it was a pistol, it doesn't matter. Because we're not going to do anything to stop it. We're not going to do anything to stop these people from slaughtering kids. We should not have to live life like we live in a war zone. We should not have to have armed guards outside of every freaking building. We should not have to have armed guards inside every freaking building. We should not have to always, constantly be looking over our backs on, oh God, are we going to get shot today? That's not how America's supposed to work. Can't even have a freaking birthday party anymore. And then there are people out there that have the gall, the audacity to tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. To tell me that I'm crazy. That this stuff just isn't really happening. I'm not the crazy one here. Those of you that refuse to do anything about this, you're the crazy ones. The youth of this nation are being destroyed physically and emotionally because of these shootings. They're having to go to school terrified whether or not they're going to come home. They shouldn't have to be. You're supposed to go, as a teenager, you're supposed to go out and be able to have fun. Enjoy your life. Before all the stuff, the negative stuff has to bother you. Before everything that is tied to adulthood has to infiltrate your life. But kids in America aren't allowed to be kids anymore. They're not allowed to enjoy their lives. Because constantly they're being gunned down, and we do nothing to stop it. Now, this town of Dadeville, Alabama, they're dealing with something far too common, far too devastating and tragic. That's the same thing that's befallen so many other cities in this country. I couldn't even sit here and list you all the shootings that there have been because I would inevitably leave off 100 because there's so many you don't hear about. For example, there's shootings everywhere. When they had that shooting last week at that bank, guess what? That was 134, 135, something like that. The shooting on Saturday made 150 mass shootings. And people, we're not even talking about gang violence, or, just, individual people killing individual people. No, these are 150 mass shootings. No other country in the world deals with this but us. Every other country has found a solution to at least minimize the number of them. Because no, you're never going to be able to stop every act of violence. But can we start with just one? Just one.